Hi everyone, Leonard DeLorenzo. This is a little lesson from Turn to the Lord. Today's question, what happens in the conversion of St. Paul? In the popular imagination, Paul is knocked from a horse and he becomes a Christian. Obviously, that passes over quite a lot. By slowing down and paying attention, we come to see just how deep and complete this conversion really is. We also see how the conversion takes part in stages between who Paul had been and who Paul becomes. We should notice what happens to how Paul sees, how he hears, and how he speaks. Seeing, hearing, speaking is a way of pointing to the whole person. So we can begin with the very opening of the episode of Paul's conversion. The first two verses, they go like this. Now Saul, still breathing murderous threats against the disciples of the Lord, went to the high priest and asked him for letters to the synagogue in Damascus that, if he should find any men or women who belonged to the way, he might bring them back to Jerusalem in chains. With his eyes, Saul is looking for Christians in a particular way. With anger, with suspicion, with hatred, he is looking to condemn and to harm. This is about the way Saul sees. With his ears, Saul is listening for evidence of what he considers the disciples' blasphemous allegiance to Jesus. In particular, he wants to hear their prayers, so that he can identify them and persecute them. With his mouth, Saul discharges the rage that is burning within him. As with a dragon, he breathes murderous threats. He is possessed of a passion to persecute. This is how he sees, hears, speaks. And in the next 7 verses, all of that will be called into question. Saul sees a light flash around him so brightly that he is left unable to see anything at all. He hears an unknown voice, and the speaker, of course, identifies himself as Jesus, who then identifies himself with the very ones that Saul is persecuting. Saul does not hear the companions that have been with him. They are now mute. And so Saul, who had been speaking with murderous threats, is now only able to ask a question. He is left groping for meaning. This is the leveling of the once mighty Saul, who is being broken from his old way. He can see nothing. He neither eats nor drinks for 3 days. And he, this great man of initiative, is left weak. He must rely on others to direct him, to guide him by the hand. Saul is brought to one of the very Christians he wanted to persecute. The Lord has chosen Ananias to administer healing to Saul. The first thing Saul hears from Ananias is this Christian calls Saul my brother. This man whom Saul sought to persecute now claims Saul as his brother. Under Ananias' hands, Saul regains his sight after 3 days of blindness. In those 3 days, Saul's habitual, determined way of seeing was interrupted. He was being prepared to see things in a new way. We are told that Saul rose and was baptized and took food and was strengthened. We can glimpse here the sacraments of initiation, baptism, Eucharist, confirmation. And so now, reformed, renewed, strengthened, he immediately began proclaiming Jesus as the Son of God. Saul, who had breathed murderous threats, is now Paul, who proclaims Christ Jesus. His speech has been redeemed. The conversion of Paul had to do with every part of him, how he sees, how he hears, how he speaks. The Lord remade this whole man. But his conversion, it's not the end. Rather, it is the beginning of a lasting change. From here, Paul will be transformed into a source of goodness. But that is the topic for another lesson. For now, thanks for joining me for this little lesson from Turn to the Lord.